Hey everyone, Sivash here, and in this video, I'm going to show you how our PT Everywhere integration works with GHL. I'm going to go through some of the custom fields that we are pushing from PT Everywhere into GHL, and also going to show you some of the automations that you can build with these custom fields. Again, these automations are just going to be kind of some sort of a reference for you guys to see what are the possibilities. But as you can see, there's a lot of custom fields in here, and you're more than welcome to build your own automations based on the snapshots that we give you. All right, so the first thing that happens when you go through the integration within the clinicalconnect.com and you start the sync is we're going to start pushing these custom fields. And as you can see, the custom fields by default, they go to additional info folder inside your GHL. Now you're more than welcome to move these around, put them in different folders, whatever you like, whatever suits you. However, if you change any of these names, the integration is not going to work. So you're basically going to lose the data for that specific custom fields that you change the name. So just keep that in mind. So that's that. Now let's just go to the actual how it looks like
Let's
when it
just go
comes. So
to
I'm gonna go open up
the
the contact
actual how it
section,
looks like when it comes.
and as
So
you can
I'm going to
see in
go
here,
open
I
up
removed
the
the
contact
tabs for
section.
the email and phone number
And
to
as you can see in
make
here,
some
I
room to
removed
see how
the
what are the things that
tabs
are
for
coming.
the
So
email
if you
and
don't know
phone
how to
number
get these
to
up in here,
make some
because we're
room to
pushing those
see
custom
how
fields, you can
what are the
click on
things that are
columns.
coming. So if you don't know how to
And
get these
add
up
those
in
columns
here,
in here.
because we're pushing
So
those
these are
custom
just a
fields, you
couple
can
of
click on
things that we are
columns
doing. So the first thing that I
and
want to
add
touch
those
on
columns in
is
here. The last
so these are just a
updated
couple of
date
things
via
that we are
API.
doing. So the first thing that I want to
So
touch
every
on
time that you
is
want to make
the
sure that
last
the sync is
updated
still
date via
working, or if
API.
the data are coming
So
in,
every time that
you
you
want
want
to
to
make
make
sure
sure
that
that
you
the
go to
sync is
your
still
contact
working,
section,
or if
you
the
click
data
on
are coming
columns
in,
and you add
you want to
the
make sure
last
that you go to
updated
your
date via
contact
API.
section,
You
and then you
click on
can sort it
columns
based
and you
on that.
add
And as soon
the
as
last
you
updated
see
date via API.
today's date,
And then you
basically,
can
that
sort it
means
based
the
on that. And
sync
as soon as
is
you
working and it's not
see
broken.
today's date,
So that's
basically, that
the
means
most
the
important thing that you
sync
can check
is
to see if the
working and
sync
it's not
is
broken.
still working. Usually
So that's
we
the
have
most
some
important thing that you can
automation
check to
that will
see if the
send an
sync
email out
is
if
still
something
working.
is not
Usually we
working.
have
But
some emails.
automation that will
Sometimes they
send
go
an
to
email out if
spam
something
promotion and those
is
kind
not
of things. So
working.
this is the
But
first thing that you want to do. Emails, sometimes they go to
now, apart
spam
from
promotion and
that,
those
there
kind of
are a
things. So
bunch of
this is
other
the first
things
thing that
that
you want to look.
most likely you want to use
Now,
for
apart from that,
automation.
there
So we
are a
have
bunch
the
of other
last
things
visitor
that
status,
most
next visitor
likely you want to
status.
use
When was
for
their first appointment?
automation.
When
So
was
we
the last
have the last
appointment? When
visitor
is the next
status, next
visit?
visitor status.
And
When was
using
their
these,
first
you can
appointment? When
build
was the
up
last
some cool
appointment? When is the
automations.
next visit?
I am gonna
And
going to
using
give
this,
you
you
this
can
in a
build up
snapshot.
some cool
By no means, this
automations.
is all you can do. You can do a lot more. We got agencies that are doing some sort of some sophisticated things based on what their clients need. But anyway, so one of them is automatic reactivation. So let's go inside this one. So what this one does is basically looking at if there is no upcoming appointment. So it looks at when the contact changed and when the contact created, and it looks at for if there is no upcoming appointment. I'm gonna open this in a sec so you can see what custom fields we are using. Okay, so let's have a look at the if statement. So the first thing that we do, we want to make sure that there is no next upcoming appointment. So we make sure that either next visit appointment reminder is empty or the next visit is empty. Once that is satisfied, now we're going to check when was the last visit. So if we go to condition, this is making sure that the last visit was exactly 4 months ago. So that's why we're checking that the last visit was in the last 4 months and it wasn't in the last 3 months. So it puts it inside the actual 4 months ago, exactly 4 months. If either of these fails, it basically go in this loop and keeps waiting till that things get satisfied. And the reason that we're doing this is because this reactivation is automatic. Now, if you look at the trigger is on contact change or contact created. So if you turn this on, it will automatically runs in the background 24/7 for all of your patients and clients. Now, If you don't want that, you can delete the trigger or just basically remove the trigger and add them manually if you want to. The other things that some practices do, it's like they want to only do reactivation based on a specific treatment. So you can add those conditions in here as well. I'm not going to go through that. This is just a simple tutorial to show you what triggers you can use and how to use the custom fields in here. So that's the reactivation. Now let's go back and have a look at the first appointment, welcome follow-up. So this is something that most people want to do. Now this is very easy. Again, we're doing a contact change. We're checking if their first appointment has changed. Now the condition is important. You want to make sure that the first appointment is yesterday. You don't want to put it today. And the reason for that is the date only comes as a date. So it doesn't have the time. So let's say if their appointment is today and it's in 3 hours, this condition will be successful, although they haven't still been into the practice, but still this is going to pass if you put today because the date is today. So I would highly recommend to choose at least yesterday, so there's 1 day pass, and making sure that they've actually been to the practice, and then you can do your follow-up. Again, you can uh, make your if statements in here based on what was their service name that they've done or what was the staff or practitioner that actually they visited. So you can customize it based on all of those as well. And obviously you can use all of those custom fields in your messaging too. So that's that. Just to give you a little bit of food for thought, you can then pretty much put this, bake it into asking for review as well, how you can ask for review once the first appointment was done, because now you have all of this power in here by getting this data. You can put them inside the review management system as well, which then once you have your review management, you can obviously build your referral management as well. Anyway, now we're going to go to the no-show. So this one is a little bit more advanced. So what we're doing in here, we are calculating number of no-show for each patient, and we also put a timestamp on when was the no-show got updated. And I'm gonna show you why we are doing that. So in theory, you don't want to change anything in here, but you're more than welcome to go and have a read to see what we are doing. We're using some custom code in here to be able to do the math and calculate the number of no-show and also put a timestamp. And the important part for you guys is that we're actually adding them to a no-show follow-up. Once we update their no-show status and we know when was their last time that they no-show, we are sending them into a workflow to follow up with them for their no-show. So the idea for this is that we want to make sure that this is the latest no-show. We are not following up for anyone that was like no-show 2 months ago. We are doing a follow-up for someone that just no-show. And the follow-up is pretty simple. It's just literally one SMS right now, but you can obviously build this to SMS. Sorry, you can build this up however you want it, and it doesn't have any trigger because it gets added. The clients gets put into this workflow via the previous one, the no-show counter. Okay. And the last one that we have, the last 2 months, we got the upcoming appointment reminder. So this is if you guys want to send appointment reminder from GHL. So very simple, contact change. We want to check for next visit appointment reminder start time. If it's changed, we're gonna have the condition. I like to put this to make sure that their upcoming appointment is actually in the next 7 days. And once I'm sure that it's in the future, I set the event start time to be this, the next appointment time, and then I put the 48 hours reminder, 2 days. We send an SMS. Then I put the 1 day reminder and we send an SMS. And then lastly, we have the 1 hour reminder to send the SMS. Now, I would suggest to test this to see how it works, because sometimes maybe their appointment is in 1 hour, they call the practice, they tell them to cancel, or maybe their appointment is in 1 day, they call the practice, they tell it to cancel. So you might wanna have a counter workflow to remove them from this as well. That's why just do a little bit of test and see how it goes. This should work properly. We haven't had any problem with this with other practices that are using it. And last one that I put in here is if their visit done and they don't have no upcoming visits, ask for review. Again, you can play with these however you want it. Again, you basically be looking for the contact created or contact changed. And then within the condition, we are asking for the review. I'm going to show you the condition in a sec. So the condition is basically if the last visit was in the last 7 days and they don't have any upcoming visits, we just basically send the follow-up. Again, you might want to do this or you don't want to do this, but this is basically sometimes you want to put like depending on how the rehab goes, you might want to put like 7 days or 2 weeks for them to feel better before actually asking for review. Let's save this one as well. So yeah, this was pretty much not a super quick overview, but to just give you some thoughts about how things works, how to use the workflow and automation. One last thing that I want to mention is if you see this when you turn this on, if you see this total enrolled, they have like huge numbers. Don't worry about them because we are fetching very, very often, and every time that we fetch, we update the custom fields. And the way that GHL works, even if you don't technically updating the field, so let's say their last visit was today and something changed like in their next upcoming appointment and we update the contact, the last visit is not going to technically change. It's going to be the exact same thing, but because we are updating the whole thing, the contact change will get triggered on GHL. That's why if you look at pretty much all of our workflows, we, as soon as the contact gets triggered, we have the condition to make sure that we are only letting the people that we are looking for to go through the workflow. So don't worry about those numbers. It's not going to do anything. It's just basically because we are doing a lot of syncing every 5 to 20 minutes. That was just the last thing that I wanted to mention now. But yeah, let me know if you have any question. But yeah, that's pretty much it. And yeah, thanks for watching. See you in the next one. Bye.